Well, folks, welcome back. Oh, I'm headed into town, folks. It's my least favorite thing to do. I don't want to go. I put it off as long as I could. The weather is nice. Roads are clear. So, I guess I've got to make that dreaded trip. So, what I'm going to do is go in and wash my hands because I just handled a chicken. And then I am going to town. And maybe I'll bring you all along with me for a little bit of it. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to lollygag. I'm going to go right there, do what I need to do, because I wait until I have to do a lot of things before I go into town so I can get them all done in one trip. So I'm not going to lollygag, and then I'm going to come back because it is a nice day and there's a lot I need to do. So, wish me luck, folks. Wish me luck. I got a bottle of Tylenol with me just in case I need it. Okay, see you in a little bit.
So that inflation that we've been loving so much for a while now, it might spiral even further out of control now, not just because of
Well, I'm back, folks. I didn't even have to take a Tylenol. But I can see a difference in a lot of things. I went and paid a bill, and while I was right there, a few places down, I got a couple of bags of grain for the birds and a block of shave-ins, and I did all kinds of stuff, but I was only in town for an hour and a half. I didn't mess around, folks. I just don't like any part of being in town whatsoever. But I did notice that prices have changed, folks. There's a store that I usually go to. They have some pretty good deals. And they usually have 10 for 10. You know, like 10 cans of tuna fish for $10 and pasta. And they just have all kinds of stuff, right? Well, I noticed today that instead of 10 for 10, they have 5 for 5 on everything except for like the Knorr packages of like broccoli, cheddar cheese, and noodles and stuff like that. Those were still 10 for 10, but everything else was 5 for 5. So, on general items, they're just going up. They're just going up, but I did go into that store because I wanted my coffee. So, and that has gone up $1.50 for a big jar. That has gone up $1.50 from what it was. So things are going up, folks. You know, and if you're not going to prep because you think something's going to happen, prep up because prices are going up, folks, and they're going to continue to go up. All right? That in itself is worthy of prepping, right? So, while I was there, I did top off my gas tank in my vehicle. And on the other side of the gas tank, I heard this. I never saw her, but she sounded like she was older than I was. And I just heard, "I'd like to know where the hell Trump is." And then a guy on the other side of her, I'm assuming at the other pump station, he said, "Boy," he said, this is getting just a little bit insane." And I agree. I didn't say anything. I was just listening. It was very cold and very windy. And as I finished pumping my gas, I went around the front of my car, and there was a guy with this big old maroon pickup. pickup. It looked like a 3/4 ton. And he was pumping gas, and, you know, he was by the back end of the pickup, and, you know, just this much of him was sticking out. And he was all smiles. And so I smiled back and say, hey, how you doing? And I said, boy, I'm not liking the price of this gas. And he said, you know, he said, it's going to get worse. And he said, it's going to get a lot worse. And I said, I know it. And he said, it takes quite a lot to fill this truck up here. And I said, I bet it does. So there was, I weren't there at the pump, honestly, about 3 minutes tops. And I heard 3 different people complaining about the price of gas. So, and when I went into the store that I know quite a few of the workers there. There's this one kid. He's such a good kid. He's a college kid, and he hadn't seen me for a while, right? And I hadn't seen him, and you know, since when I was there last, everybody had to mask up. Well, nobody had masks on today that worked there. And I was in line, and he come right up and stood right beside me, just like that, and he says, it's against policy for me to give anybody a hug. I just looked up at him because he's quite a bit taller than I am. And I smirked, and he said, but you can give me a hug. So I said, are you asking for a hug, young man? He said, boy, it's awful nice to see a friendly face come in and not complaining about everything. He said, I know you're probably not excited about all these prices that you've seen in here. I said, no, I'm not. I'm not happy at all. I said, but I also know it's not your fault either. And so I turned around and gave him a hug. And he does it all in there wherever he's needed. He can get behind the cash register. He's the bagger, and he stocks shelves, and he does whatever is needed. That's what he does. And the lady, the cashier, she's always nice. And she goes, "Aw." She goes, "I can't leave the cash register." And she goes, "And I can't have you come back here." She goes, "But maybe next time you can give me a hug too." And I'm like, "Oh, that's so nice. It's just so nice." So, you know, be nice to the people in the stores that work there, folks, because people just aren't being nice to them. And I asked them, I said, how's the general public treating you? And they said, they're all upset. He said, and this was the young man, he said, they're all upset and they're taking it out on us. And we're just trying to be positive back. And they don't like people being friendly back to them. You know, I don't know what they want. They want a gripe and they want an argument, I guess. But anyway, I'm back. I didn't have to have any Tylenol. Prices are going up everywhere, across the board. Nobody cut me off in town. Actually, everybody was pretty friendly, pretty courteous. So that was awfully nice to see. So it saved me taking 2 Tylenol. So I've got 2 Tylenol for another time, maybe. So I've got to go change my clothes, and I got to unload my grain and put my shavings up on the shelf and put some more shavings down and see how their water's doing, how their food is doing, and they all look content out there they're all sunning themselves. So even though it's cold, ducks, chickens, you know, they're just going to be warm anyway. So maybe I'll get back on. I've got Scotty the rooster over here. He's my keeper. He's going to be my breeder. He's awfully friendly. And maybe I'll get back on. Maybe I'll do a fireside chat. I don't know, but I survived town, folks. That's something all in itself to do a video on. So, hey Scotty, you're such a good rooster. Yeah. So anyway, maybe I'll see you later. Maybe I won't. We'll see.